Lisa Boghosian, the Spark Video Product Manager.
So I'm just going to walk through some examples. You tap on animation, and this is both on iOS and Android. Every style is a different kind of tone.
Something about the music in Spark videos sets the tone really nicely.
So that's really important too, is, what are you going after in your message? And so when we think about video, it's not only video content, but it's pretty much anything that moves. And animation falls within that bucket. It's almost like you're talking to someone, right? Like, we don't talk all at the same time, we pace ourselves. So if everything was happening at the same time, you just don't get that same kind of punch at the end. And that's really what we built in our animation styles, is that pacing. It sets you up to be successful in how you communicate.
We have another special guest with us today. I'd like to introduce to you all Lisa Boghosian, the Spark Video Product Manager. Woo, woo, woo!
Thank you, Courtney.
No,
thanks for having me.
No, thank you.
This is going to be fun, just anticipating when there's going to be a break.
So today we're going to be talking about mastering comedic timing using Spark animations, which there's so many now, Lisa. Like, you guys have been so hard at work for us, adding movement and animation to our Sparks. So talk to us about what's been going on. And if you guys have any questions about Spark Video as a product, Spark Post animations and Giphies and all of those different features, I can field them for Lisa and we can answer them here live. But let's jump right in.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. So for folks who are new to Spark or just want to get a better feel for what's going on with animation in Spark, we have photo animations and text animations, which are available on iOS and Android. So we have 34 styles between both, which is very exciting because they give your project a little bit of a different tone across different styles. And the big secret that I wanted to reveal with folks today is we are, actively working on bringing the animation styles to web, because we hear a lot of folks are working, cross-platform, and they do some of their work on desktop and then do some of their work on mobile. So we are actively working on that. So please follow along the Spark social channels. You'll definitely catch wind of when that comes out. So that's very exciting.
Yes, it is. So how does one master comedic timing with these animations?
Yeah, that's a great question, Courtney. So we handle animations a little bit differently than some of the other applications you might have used before. So I'm just going to walk through some examples, some real-time examples that I've made on my own, and just to walk through how you do that. So I'm going to share my screen. All right. And so hopefully you guys can see my screen. Is that true?
It is true.
Okay, so Mother's Day was last weekend, and I love my mom. And I made, this was a great template that I found in Spark, and I wanted to make it my own. So I threw in some photos of us, and I threw some text in there. So, I love you, Mom, clown and all. And so she's a very sweet lady, and what's going on here is a couple things. So we're talking about best.
See the design yet?
Oh, I'm going to play it. Yep.
Okay.
So what's going on here is I'm basically setting up the punchline. So whenever you're talking about best practices with motion, especially with video or animation, you're always thinking about, how do I set up the scene? How do I build suspense? And how do I get that build to the ultimate punchline? So in this case, I'm building my scene, my setup, by having this lovely little collage of photos through the years of my mom and I. And I'm building suspense by saying, I love you, Mom. And then I'm coming in with my punchline, clown and all.
Oh, I wonder if you're looking at your computer screen versus your phone screen. We see.
Oh, yeah, I just want it my computer screen for now.
Yes, great.
Great. So that's an example of, if everything was coming in at the same time, you might lose that comedic feel of that clown and all if that was there from the beginning. So again, one more time, I love you, Mom, clown and all.
That's
and you might.
We can't see it.
Oh no!
Different screen sharing. There. Well, it went away.
Let me try again. Okay. How about I'm gonna do this again.
Sharing. There we go.
Okay. So we're good.
Beautiful.
Blast off.
I see your beautiful mom. Oh, the clown. We see her.
Okay. So now this is gonna make way more sense. Why is she talking about a clown? Okay. So again, so I'm setting up the scene. This is a very sweet collage of my mom and myself through the years. And I'm setting up by building the suspense. So I love you, mom, clown and all. And so just that subtle fade in of clown and all adds that comedic tone that wouldn't be there if it was all coming in at the same time. Right. And the beautiful part about this is we've structured our animations to function this way, so you don't have to think about it. And so what that means is you can add text however you want. Whatever the largest piece of text is gonna adopt the style you choose. So in this case, this is our typewriter font, and that's coming in, you'll see here as a curved text, which I'll get to in a minute, and then that nice fade of clown and all. And so what's fun about this is this curved text is hot off the press as of yesterday. So if folks want to log on to spark.adobe.com, under text now, when you add text, you have this option to use a text template. You'll see some variations of this curved text, which we're super excited about. So in this case, I started my project on web because I happened to be at my desktop, and then I was, futzing around on the couch, and I ended up using the animation on my phone to apply that. So that's just one example.
Fun. Emily from Insider says, your mom is so cute.
Oh, she's a great lady. She's my favorite lady. I'm going to share another example. Did you want to pause for another question, or can we keep?
No, we just have comments rolling in about curved text, and I would like to say your mom is your twin, so that's
we get that. We get that a lot. Okay, so I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to do something else. I'm going to just share my phone so you guys can follow along if you're using Spark. Okay.
Yeah, we see that.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to pull up I found this great template as well, and I kind of made it my own. So adopt, don't shop. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Do you guys see this big?
Mm-hmm. We see it, and it's true. Adopt, don't shop.
Great. So again, the message that I want to come across is coming loud and clear through adopt, don't shop, because that's the largest piece of text in my project. And then that subtlety of, yeah, I'm talking to you, comes in after. So if it was coming on all at the same time, it's not as effective if it has that slight pause in between. And again, for folks who are new to Spark, to access, you just tap the animation. So again, if you're following along, see this animation area right here. You tap on animation, and this is both on iOS and Android. You can cruise through all our different styles. So this is our typewriter, adopt, don't shop. And again, you can see that every style is a different kind of tone. And so that's really important too, is, what are you going after in your message? And we have personality, as we like to say, for each kind of tone you want to come across. So that's another example. This other example I'd love to show is, we're all feeling the COVID isolation. So remember this time? Neither do I, because it didn't happen. And so this is another example of using, that sentimental, nice style of the remember this time between the font and the animation style itself. You're expecting this sentimental moment, and then you come in with that secondary text as a fade and a big bold letters of neither do I. Like, it is what it is. Let's not fake it. This one, I found this great template that our team made, and it was original and was bananas for you, and then but not for your banana bread. So again, if that was all there on the same page at the same time, you might not get that comedic timing. It's that little breath that the text is breathing that you actually get that timing in. So that's what's really fun about the way we've structured our styles, is it sets you up to be successful in how you communicate. And that's really what we spent a lot of time thinking about, is how do we unlock all you creative folks to get the job done quickly, and also instill best practices so you can communicate. And that's what's really exciting about this. And there's a stat I read recently that's 85% of Facebook videos are watched on mute. And so what that happens is you're losing a lot of tone when things are on mute. And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to still communicate emotion and tone, and using font types and motion is a great way to still ensure that you're communicating emotionally. I'm going to just do a couple more. If folks have questions, I'm happy to answer them. This one, again, my workout routine, sit-ups, push-up, burpees, lunges, squats, and plenty of ice cream. And this is another example of that setup, that build, and then the punchline to, and plenty of ice cream. So if everything was happening at the same time, you just don't get that same kind of punch at the end.
I'm surprised how quickly you guys are coming up with these jokes over there. Like, these are real jokes happening in real time. Between the banana bread, obviously we're all working out inside if we are working out.
Yeah, I mean, this one, you know, we try to have fun. This one, again, this was a great template our team made, and I just swapped in a couple of the words to make it my own. So snacking's really been an important part of my life right now. And so the pie chart's slightly skewed that way. And again, life right now, I'm setting up what I'm about to talk about, and then I'm revealing each of these pieces of the pie. And then work comes in as a slow fade, like, oh yeah, wah, wah, work.
Oh yeah, that thing.
That thing. I can keep going because I got plenty. For folks who, you know, are still, they want to use animation, and maybe it's not about always having a joke at the end. This is another great example of perfectly crispy quesadillas and then that fade in of in less than 30 minutes. So again, it's just that night. It's almost like you're talking to someone, right? Like, we don't talk all at the same time. We pace ourselves, and that's really what we built in our animation styles, is that pacing. And that's what's really fun about creating content with our animation styles.
So fun. We just have folks making comments that curve, that's going to make a lot of folks happy. Curve text, applause.
Great. Yeah, I think the combination of curve text and animation is a really, it's a great way to enhance your designs, and we're really excited to see what you guys make. All right. So I wanted to chat about a few things. So I think a lot of our Spark insiders, which is a community that we have mentioned, you know, hey, I'm on Android, and I don't have access to Giphies. I don't have access to importing video using Spark Post. And the short story is, we feel you. We want these capabilities out there for you, and we actively are working on them. So it's not that we're not thinking of you guys. We know that there's a big pool of creative folks on Android, and we want to unlock these capabilities for you. And without going into too much details, as Android users know, there's Samsung, there's Google phones, there's LG, there's Oppo, there's Sony, there's HTC, there's Motorola. There's so many ranges of phones that support Android operating systems, which fragments how we build it. And so it's not an excuse, but it's just context to let you guys know that there's a little bit more we have to account for, because there's so many device types. Whereas iOS, there's one iPhone. Yes, there's different models of iPhones, but it's still the same operating system that's across all. And so that's what makes it slightly more difficult to bring features as quickly as we do on iOS. So again, we thank you for your patience. We want to unlock you to use Giphies and video content. It's coming. Just again, keep following along the Spark social channels, and you'll keep updated on the latest and greatest there.
Amazing. Rafael Hidalgo says, "Hola, Lisa."
Hola.
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 Says, unfortunately, he stopped using Spark once Adobe started charging for it. But we do have Spark free for 60 days right now, so we hope you don't go too soon. So check that out if you can, Brad. I'll add a link in there for you and see if these 60 days.
Yeah. Please come back.
We feel you. We're here for you. We're trying to rectify as much as we can as a Spark team. So at least 60 days we can give you right now.
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah, and I just wanted to talk about too, I just love that the decision was made to move to put video into Spark Post to allow for IG stories now. I absolutely love that decision. It made so much sense, because there's so much more animation possible. And actually, maybe not more animation, but I like the GIF animations, for instance, that you can put on your IG story framing now, where you add your 15 seconds of video. I love it. Can you talk about kind of what led to that decision, rather than, adding yet another shape in Spark Video? You just went ahead and added it to Post.
Yeah, that's a great question. So folks are aware. So in Spark Video, you can output your video to square. So that's great for your Instagram feed. And then we also have widescreen, which is great for YouTube. And so we made the decision to move and allow video in Spark Post on mobile, on iOS to begin with, because we know that there's so many ways that you can be flexible in Post. So in Spark Post, we have tons of fonts, we have these great ingredients, we have Giphies, we have all these great templates that are ready for your video content. And so we made the decision to start there because we said, well, so many of you guys are authoring content for Instagram stories in Post, but why don't we unblock you and allow you to add your video content to those templates? And so that was a real driver, was a lot of the stuff that we've been hearing from you guys and seeing that you know your needs, and that's why we made the decision to do that there.
Excellent. I don't know if you can answer this one. Raphael is asking, when are we getting icons on Spark page?
Yeah, that's a great question. Right now, there's no immediate plans to bring icons into Spark page, but the team is always getting feedback from users, and if this is a top one, then we'll think about how we could do that.
You know what I love to do, and this is included for Spark Video, I love making slides, frames, and almost just graphics in Spark Post, which of course that's where the icons live currently, and then making that graphic for uploading to Spark Page or Spark Video.
Yeah, a lot of our users end up doing that because they might like the styles that we have in Spark Post, or that's where they create this kind of content. They like that freeform control because you do have a little bit more control in Spark Post, whereas folks who are used to Spark Video, you can only move text in a couple of spots on the frame. And so if you want that more flexibility of your creation, Spark Post is a great place to author that content and then download it as a video, and then you can absolutely import it into Spark Video.
I love that. I kind of want to show this video that I made for Zoom backgrounds. We have Zoom backgrounds here. We have them available in Spark. And I was really proud of it because just the music that I was able to use that comes in the Spark Video app, it worked out comedic timingly perfectly. And I was just like, oh, this is what this is for. I kind of want to show it.
Yeah, let's see it. I love a good Courtney Thomas video.
I'm so proud of it. Hold on, let me find it for you all.
Great. And then while Courtney's pulling that up, she brings up a great point around, we keep landing on this idea of tone. So you can use music to also inflect a tone. I mean, a lot of us do that when we're making like a montage of maybe a trip we went on, or any kind of, if it's even a clip, depending on the music you use, it can add a lot of comedic timing to it, which is kind of fun. So I'm definitely curious to see what you have up your sleeve.
I love it. I think I named it right here. Oh no, that's definitely not it. Whatever that is, that's a 24-minute video. Okay, we have more questions coming in. So Raphael says, thanks. I have to use Post, place the icon, and save as PNG for it to go on the page. Yeah, that is a bit of the process, but worth it. And then can we get dividers with the same style on page? Is there? I think we may need to have our page product manager come on board to answer some of these questions.
Yeah, well, I think that's a great idea.
This is it. Yep, this is it. I'm going to share my screen with you all. Let's go here. So fun. And this was made completely from the backgrounds from our actual Spark Maker page, GIFs, and music from Spark Video. And I just made all of the slides in, well, let me play it and I'll explain it. Hold on. Here we go.
There's such suspense. See how this build is just building?
It's worth it. All right, can you guys see my page?
Yes.
My screen? You guys got me.
Yep.
How's it?
That's great.
So simple. I love that it came under 10 seconds. Stop sharing. And like I said, I made each of those frames in Spark Post, downloaded that, and then was able to upload that into Spark Video for each frame. And I was able to time it out too. But something about the music in Spark video sets the tone really nicely, whether you want it to be more hopeful, whether you want it to be someone's kind of like tinkering around, which can happen a lot in Spark, or very dramatic and like elevating and something wonderful is coming. Yeah, and it just, it did extremely well on Twitter as well. I was really, really pleased with the results. So this is how impactful the comedic timing of you all's animations is coming through. Like it's coming and people are receiving the communication.
That's great. Yeah, that's a great example. And can we ask questions to the audience?
Yeah.
Great. I'm just curious how many folks watching have used our animations in Spark before?
Talk to us. We got more comments coming in. We got Amy Copperman, meaning any tips
Oh,
for adding video backgrounds to templates. Music makes such a difference. It does. Oh, Jesse said, love the mood set the music sets for the video. So true.
good calls out. Good call out.
Can I share a link to it? My mom is online. She says,
Oh,
these live videos, they are so helpful. She's the best. Hi, Mom.
hi, Mama. Hi, Mama Courtney.
I know. It's Mother's Day here at Adobe Spark.
Yeah, we love our moms.
Yeah, so Raphael, I'll definitely share a link for what I've been talking about post show. But yeah, if anyone else can tell us, what was the question that you asked?
I was curious how many folks on the line have used our animations in post before.
Don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy. We're here.
Well, while those answers roll in, we only have about 8 minutes left. I told you these go by so quickly.
They go by fast.
Let's see, I'm gonna like that. Well, maybe nobody's using the animations. No, that's not true. I know that that's not true. I see our insiders use it. Oh, Elise LaFollette. I hope I said that correctly. She uses animations. Let us know what you're using them for. Emily says she uses them every day. Oh yeah, I see those beautiful posts of yours in the group. Yes, I can.
Thank you, Emily. And thank you, Alicia.
Yes,
Elise.
Beautiful. Yeah, and I know I personally use Spark animations whenever I decide to tweet, just because it does help your post stand out. And I love to use GIFs in particular, which we just got the news today that Facebook is buying Giphy. Yeah,
I saw that come through. Yeah. We'll see what happens there. I think one thing I wanted to just call out is, we see a lot of folks on the line probably keep up to date with the idea that video is more of an engaging output for folks on social media. And so when we think about video, it's not only video content, but it's pretty much anything that moves. And animation falls within that bucket. So even if you're like, well, geez, I don't have a video clip, or it's too dark out right now and my video is gonna look crappy, but I know that I'm getting more engagement from video content, feel free to use animation as your video, because it still plays and it still will get that attention. Because as we know, there's very happy thumbs that like to thumb through feeds, and what's going to grab their attention is that initial motion, and that comes through with animation. So that's a lot of times what I'll share with folks is, people are like, well, I don't have video content, I know I need video. Animation's a great tool to continue to get that, to create that engaging content, because we see it all the time. And I spend a lot of time on Instagram seeing what our users are making, and just seeing what other folks are making. And it's awesome to see the outputs, because there's so much creativity and there's so many businesses and missions that people are using our tool for. And it's amazing to see. And so, we're always here to listen for feedback and just hear success stories, or, hey, it would be great if the product did this. We're definitely all ears. So take this opportunity.
Yes, we have comments rolling in. So we have Stephanie Calabro says, animations are a game changer. 3.5. What's 3.5?
Yeah, Steph loves our animation.
It's so true. You know what's been making me cry online whenever I'm on the Spark account is all of the teachers that are making videos for their kids, and like they have each teacher in the school holding up like a sign or something that says like, we miss you, and then they add the music that just like,
yeah, it's that tone.
It's that tone. And like, I'll be over here trying to work and I'm just like, you guys are over here making me cry. Like,
I know.
thank you, but stop, but like, keep going.
And see, like tone, and you just illustrate how tone just, it automatically makes you emote. And that's what's beautiful about things that move and things that have sound. They just tug at our heartstrings a little bit more than sometimes static content. And whether we're aware of it or not, sometimes when we add even a filter to our photos, you're kind of injecting tone into that photo. So I take a photo of you, Courtney. It's different with you in color versus it being black and white.
Absolutely.
Because the minute that becomes black and white, it sets a tone. You look different, and so that's the similar thing with animation, is you're applying that tone, and it is a game changer. It's a lot of fun to work on, and this is only the beginning. We're definitely investing in motion expression. We have a great team of designers that are working hard on bringing this and thinking about the use cases and needs of you guys. So we're very, very excited about this.
It's working. Jesse says, stop the scroll. Yeah, stop the scroll with Spark animations. Yeah, because I'm guilty. I'll sit there on Twitter and just scroll and scroll and scroll. And absolutely, like, usually what stops me is someone's video, something interesting is happening. And by video, I don't just mean it's like a person and someone's recording. Like, it's something that is making my eyes ask, wait, I need to catch up. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
That's the impact.
Exactly.
Amazing. Oh my gosh, so many comments. Free Spark BI has watermarks. You didn't hear it from me, but you can cut those out. You don't have to keep those in there if you want to.
And Spark post, that's true.
Yes. Someone asked if they needed to keep the watermark there because Adobe Spark needs to be credited with like the tool that you're using it. And the answer is absolutely not. We do not require that. We do, however, now that actually, since we are talking about GIFs and animation, we do ask that you hit that little I button, that info button. If you do add a GIF to your videos, we do ask that you credit the artist because that's important to them. That's how they get their credit. So we do recommend that. Otherwise, most elements in Spark, you're gonna find them are completely commercial, copyright free. Someone asks, is it possible to create posts with more than just one slide?
In post, not yet. That is something that we're looking into. I think the short story for that one, kind of the workaround I would do for that is if you're wanting to communicate more information, you could either you can mess around with the layouts in post. So you can make a collage, or what Courtney was mentioning earlier is create separate posts and then stitch them together using Spark Video.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if you're on, yeah, that's what I would.
Yeah, Claudette, I'm curious, what are you trying to create with more than one slide in Spark Post specifically? I'm very curious.
Good question.
I see comic books in my head, but I'm curious if that's what that is.
Menus, brochures, that's some of the use cases we've heard before.
Oh, that makes sense. Gosh, I mean, this tool can really go. I mean, I'm still curious where it's going to end up, or where we'll be in about a year or 2 years.
You just sit tight. You wait less than that. We have some great stuff that we're working on this year. So
I remain amazed by the product. Like, when I first started my web series, this is exactly the type of product that would have just, like, from jump taken us to that next level. So I'm excited for whatever decide my next project is. I feel completely equipped to just communicate, to stand out. And yeah, with that much power, I'm like, well, let me make sure whatever I'm putting out there, I really truly feel passionate about communicating it, because otherwise everything is here.
That's the goal, is we want you to we want to unblock you so you can get what you need done, and also help you communicate the best and the most effectively.
Awesome. Hami Kim says, I haven't used them as in the animations before, but I just downloaded the app and I'm trying it now. That's what we love to hear. Yes.
Thank you, Hami Kim from New Jersey. Hami Kim, do you have a small business or a side hustle that you can share? Because I think you do.
Great examples of how the Spark, man, you got the people talking here, Lisa. Let's go. I'll mix it with personalized QR codes and people love it. Yes, people do love the QR codes with Spark Post. It's so true.
Mm.
Awesome. He also said I bring fresco illustrations to post. Absolutely. Yes, we love
Great.
the cross-pollination of Adobe products. We are absolutely here for. Spark is so good for that. We were just talking about that last week, how it's kind of like choose your own adventure.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about that with Peg earlier this week. She said Spark is very much like choose your own, or the Adobe Creative Cloud is like choose your own adventure, because all of the apps communicate to each other beautifully.
Yeah.
Great.
Exactly.
Well, we're at time. I encourage you, Lisa, there's some wonderful comments on the page that I'd love for you to go and read and respond to if you feel like it. Guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you so much. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. Hami says, yes, I have a soap business, Hami Soaps, and I need to up my social media game. So I'm trying to use the animations to liven up my Instagram stories. Beautiful.
Love it.
We want to see those. If you're not in the insider group already, I think you need to be so we can see your posts, especially.
Yeah, and tag us on social, because I follow along, and I know Courtney and our social team follow along.
Yes, show us if you're on, I mean, you can tag us on Twitter, tag us on Instagram. We always get those tags, and then we are always happy to share your projects that are out there in the world, because we want to, of course, show people how others are using Spark and how people are successfully getting their businesses across.
Exactly. This has been so much fun. Thank you all. Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you, Lisa, for coming.
I'll come back again.
Y'all come back now. You hear? All right. Thank you all for joining us today. And we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Take care all. Bye.